Today I'm going to review my latest purchase, the Bont Semi Race 3. As you can see, it's a beautiful, great looking skate. Really nice, really clean, really nice lines. Looks very modern, looks very cool, looks very innovative. I think where the Bont Semi Race 2 before it suffered was it was basically almost like a Bont Jet, but with a higher height, but it didn't pivot in any way at all. So if you were actually trying to skate and get low, your foot couldn't pivot forward without your ankle trying to pull up and out of the boot, which used to cause huge blisters for me. And I went through 2 sets of Semi Race 2s, and then first I thought the size was wrong, so I got another pair. I had the right size, and they still did the same problem. I used to put 2mm neoprene ankle booties around my ankle, and the boot would still cut through those booties. So imagine what it did to your skin. As I found out the hard way before I tried booties, it used to take chunks off my skin. So when I saw this, I got really excited. I thought, finally, Bont is waking up to the needs of the masses. They've got a speed skate, but with a cuff that'll pivot, so that you don't have that problem that the Semi Race 2 had, which you couldn't actually flex forward without hurting yourself. So that's what it looks like anyway. However, does it actually pivot? Not really. There's a tiny bit of movement, tiny backwards and forwards, but does it go forward? Not really, not at all. If you were to take that cuff off, if I just grab the material part and try and push the material kind of goes forward a little bit, but not much, which brings you back to the exact same problem the Semi Race 2 had before it. You've got a speed skate with a high cuff that doesn't actually let you go forward like you need to when you skate. So I've done one run on these. I was trying to do 40 kilometers. I got as far as 15. Was not using ankle booties, and the Achilles lock that they build into the back of the boot, and they seem to do it on all their boots. 2 little nodes that kind of essentially grab your ankle, and then your ankle is trying to lift up and out. All it does is then rub on those 2 nodes, and then you end up taking bits of skin off the back of your ankle, and it's really annoying. So yeah, after 15 kilometers I had to stop and get an Uber and get out of there because I couldn't skate. I was in agony. I am yet to put on an ankle booty and try again, because at the moment my blisters are healing and I'm not game to try that out. But let's talk about the good points. Design, style, looks great, looks new, looks modern. It felt pretty solid, pretty efficient energy transfer wise. Like, it felt fast. It felt like all the pushes the energy was going transmitting through the boot well. There's a lot of control. Like, the boot really grabbed you and fit me really well, which is unusual because most speed skates or any skates don't seem to fit me well. I have about a 30 centimetre in length foot, which is a 47 or US 13, but I have wide toes at the front, which means I always need a 13.5 or a 48. That caught me out because if you look at the profile, I didn't check the vertical view of the boot before I bought it, just assuming that because I fit in jets in size 12 Bont, I'll fit in these in size 12 Bont, but they've changed the toe design slightly between the Semi Race 2 and the Semi Race 3, so now it's more tapered. So when I first put my foot in, I thought, oh no, this isn't going to work, but it's just snug enough where it works. It's not crushing my toes, luckily, so I didn't have to send them back. The material on the outer is just like your jet or your Bont jets or your Bont Lunas. You've got your standard Bont two-finger buckle there. Don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what I call it, a 2-finger buckle. That works well. This top buckle, good quality buckle. You got your Bont Breathable Tongue, lots of ventilation in the tongue, great idea because there's no ventilation anywhere else on the boot, so that'll let the heat get out of the boot. You've got a loop on the tongue to put your laces through to stop the tongue twisting. There's also a little strip of Velcro here and then on the inside of the boot. Now when the Semi Race 2 used to have this as well, and when I got the boot, the first thing I did was cut the Velcro off because I got annoyed that it was catching my socks, only to find out after that first skate that without that Velcro patch, the tongue just goes to one side while you're skating. So don't cut your Velcro off, leave it on. You'll need it to keep the tongue central and stop it from twisting. The material inside is this really nice soft suede material, and that's when I looked at them the first time I saw the Achilles lock, the two little nodes in the back of the ankle here, and I thought, oh no, here we go again. But then I felt them and it's soft suede, and I thought, well, it's even actually spongy. The nodes in the previous one were so hard they were like two little knuckles, and you could just tell that they were going to be rubbing on your foot. These are a bit softer and they're suede, so I thought I'm not going to have issues, this is going to be good. But after 15 kilometres, because my foot can't actually pivot forward because of how much the top of this doesn't move, it would then lever against the front here and try and kind of lift up and out like that, and then you've got these two little nodes going up and down on the back of your ankle, and all of a sudden you've got skin missing off your ankles. Because these are new, I don't know how many people have really used them yet, so I don't know if it's just me and the way I skate, because I'm not a trained or professional speed skater. I grew up like everyone else skating in the 90s, using rollerblade, lightning, TRS and all the street skates that were around at the time. And then much later I got back into it and started really getting the bug for doing long distance skating, and I started getting marathon skates, and then I eventually got speed skates, and I went through many speed skates before I finally just did what I should have done the first time, which was go to someone to get a mould of my foot to get full custom speed skates, which actually fit me properly now. But why'd I get these? The speed skates are really hard, and probably not something I want to try and do 100 kilometres in. Maybe 40 kilometres to do a marathon as fast as I could, yes. But doing it using a custom moulded speed skate over a really long distance, I think is just going to hurt my feet. So that's what I got these for. So I think it's a quality product, quality materials, looks great. It feels great when you put your foot in. It feels all tight and comfortable and supportive. But I've seen a couple of boots like this where they use this concept where you've got this hard leather everywhere else except for a little slip in the 45-degree angle point there, which is supposed to compress to allow the top of the boot to move forward. A bit like my Flying Eagle drift over there and my Flying Eagle Veloci's before that. But in reality, that just doesn't actually move enough. When I did that first skate, I only did the laces through the eyelets up to this point. I didn't put them to the top because I wanted to be able to move forward. But maybe where I made a mistake was I was probably supposed to put the lacing all the way to the top and then do it tight on my ankle, so when my shin goes forward, when I skate and get down low, maybe by having all this tight up here, it might pull the boot and actually start to do that compression, which it's not really doing now. Or because it's just so new, it's not really moving yet, but then maybe with a bit of luck over time, maybe it'll loosen up and start doing that. So if you're looking for a marathon skate or a long distance skate, I would recommend these, but don't do what I did. Don't go on your first skate without a set of neoprene ankle booties, otherwise you will take chunks out of your ankles. I think the easiest thing for Bont to do to stop this happening to people is just stop trying to put an Achilles lock, the two little nodes, in the back of the boot, because everyone, unless they've got a perfect speed technique from years of coaching, everyone's ankle's probably going to move a little bit within the boot, unless you're doing perfect flat pushes without. It's probably flat pushes without twisting or coming up on your toe at the end, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I'm going to wait a few weeks for my blisters to heal, or a week, and then I'm going to put some birdies on and try again. Hopefully then I'll have myself a pretty awesome marathon skate. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Thank you, YouTube.